Good evening, everybody. A little bit later this week, but it's been a busy weekend. It's quiet at the moment, so I thought I'd do the next part of the mental health video. So I believe I finished the last part with me talking about my tummy tuck and stuff like that, and other complications and stuff that I'd had. So yeah, I think what we'll do is we'll move forward now to before I actually had my weight loss surgery, to some other medical conditions that I developed from working. I was a lorry driver. I've always done lorry driving. Yeah, so it started with me feeling some pains and stuff in my legs, quite horrendous pains and stuff like that. Also, I'd got married to Mandy in 2015. We'd been together for a long time before that. I think we'd been together 8 years before we got married, something like that, 7, 8 years. But yeah, 2015 was when I got married. Got married after I'd lost a lot of weight doing it myself. I'd lost, I think it was around 7 stone I'd lost in a year, which stopped me having the bariatric surgery. But yeah, got married and got comfortable. Ended up moving from Dagenham, moving in with Mandy. Got very comfortable, got very lackadaisical again about food. Binge eating was horrendous. And it increased. And then, as I say, I was lorry driving. Pains in my legs, to the point of, I did end up at the GP. I ended up at the hospital. I was diagnosed with PE, pulmonary embolism, like DVT, blood clots in my legs, blood clots in my lungs. Was told all this, and then recovered slowly. Obviously, it took me a while to get my head around it, but recovered slowly, and then said I'd stop smoking and stuff like that. Still smoking, carried on, still smoking weed. Fool to myself, absolute fool to myself. Took on board everything that I was told. And he was like, yeah, I'll do that, I'll do this, I'll do that, and just blew it off. Just went back to it, to the point where I then felt so ill. Felt so ill. I just remember going to the doctors. Literally going to the doctors, and then next thing I know I was in intensive care. Scary stuff, really in a high dependency unit. I'd had something like stage 4 respiratory failure. My legs were just so swollen, water retention. obstructive sleep apnea of the highest form, top level of it. I mean, the snoring had been horrendous anyway for a couple of years. I remember even spending, I think, 3 years on the sofa, didn't even sleep in the same bed as Mandy because of the snoring. So yeah, I mean, look, it just went from bad to worse to absolute horrendousness. Yeah, and I ended up in hospital, in Darren Valley Hospital. I was in hospital for 7 weeks while I was recovering from the respiratory failure. I was put under the specialists at the Lane Fox unit, Dr. Sue, who I still see now. Sleep apnea, I didn't go onto CPAP, I went onto BiPAP, which actually breathes for you. CPAP blows constant air, BiPAP breathes inhales and exhales. Thinners, put on thinners, which I'm still on thinners now. Yeah, I was a mess. I was a serious mess, and without going to the doctors that day, without ending up in hospital, the chances are I would have probably died. They literally saved my life in hospital. Yeah, so I mean, it was horrific. It was just horrific, and poor Mandy having to deal with all that as well. With me being out of action for as long as I was out of action. I was out of action for a long time. I was told if I smoked, doctors always tell you you shouldn't smoke, it's bad for you, which it is. It doesn't help. I'm not saying it's the root cause of all evil, but it certainly don't help. But Dr. Sue said to me, he said, I'm telling you now, he said, if you smoke, if you leave hospital and you smoke again, you will be in a box within 3 months. He showed me x-rays of my lungs, which are shot to pieces. Scary stuff. Now, all the time this is going on, when I was in hospital for them 7 weeks, obviously I was on hospital food, and I was so worried because I knew I was so ill that I was very careful about my eating and stuff like that. I didn't binge or nothing, being that I was in hospital as well. But when I got home, I went back on the binge eating. I didn't smoke. I must admit I didn't smoke. I did quit the smoking. I've now been smoke-free for 7 years, maybe more. But I went on the binge eating. It was depression as well. Even though I didn't act like I was depressed, I was depressed massively. Mental health was just shot to pieces, but just tried to get on, tried to put a brave one on it. It's a bloke thing as well. You don't want to admit you need help, you just want to do it. So yeah, it was just a sodding bad time for everything. Quite upset thinking about it, or thinking back on it now. So yeah, the weight just started to ramp. Obviously out of work and that then. I'd already come off of driving, and I was working in the timber mill, in the sawmill. Once I knew I was on thinners and stuff like that, and my general health, my general well-being was shot. I couldn't risk working with power tools and planers and chop saws and cutters and milling machines and stuff like that anymore, because if I cut myself, I'd bleed to death. So it was a real bad time. So yeah, that's another little insight into things that were all leading up to my bariatric surgery. So what we'll do next time is we'll go on to my referral and all what I went through for that before surgery, because that's a story, another story in itself. But needless to say, my mental health was in the gutter. I was struggling big time. But yeah, I mean, look, we'll wrap this one up. Thanks for watching. I'm sorry it's a little bit later. So I've had a busy weekend. I didn't record it pre the weekend, this like I normally do, but I thought I'd do it tonight and get it on. I've had some good response to it. But yeah, look, I'm just putting the story out there, and just let you know that when it comes to my mental health, I was in a very, very dark place, very bad place, but shielded it and covered it up, which you shouldn't do. You need to get it out, and I know that now, but hindsight's a wonderful thing. But we'll end the episode there. Thanks for watching, if you're still watching, and I'm not boring you to tears with it all. But I think we'll have probably another couple of episodes, maybe another 2 or 3 we'll go through. As I say, I'll work up to getting my referral and stuff on the next one for my bariatrics. And yeah, thanks for watching.